Jeffers, Taylor, row 1, Armstrong, Giafoni, row 2, Lockhart, and Barker, row 3. Out of turn number 20, the first of 3 races getting set to go for the drivers here. In this program, they'll get themselves into position. It'll be a 12-lap battle. Let's see who comes away with the victory. Giafoni with a shot at winning the championship here in race number 1. They are lined up nicely, coming up to the start line, and we are green, green, green. And a good jump start as they climb up the hill here. Good jump. As I said, for Jeffers, you can see Giafoni looking to block to the inside, trying to see if he can't hold off Lockhart. Way around the outside comes the number 12 of Barker as well. As we know, lots of runoff room on the outside as we go now to the drone. The overhead shot coming back down the hill through that 2, 3, 4, 5 complex. The 33 of Max Taylor looking to aggressively attack here early, but Jeffers leads them through first. Remember, cold tires, although as cold as they can be, at 104 degree ambient, likely 130 plus track temperature. First time through that tighter corner there, turn number 7, back to 8 and 9. And they'll work their way up here again over to 9 through the kink of turn number 10, and they'll roll the way up the hill over to turn number 11. This is that run through 10, back down the hill. Crucial corner here. There's a big move to the bottom of the racetrack. That's going to be a driver trying to go to the inside. The 48 of Lockhart will go to the inside of the 16 of Quinn Armstrong. Book it. He is through. So Lockhart goes to third. Can Jack Jeffers break the draft on the opening circuit? He has been so good second half of the season, was very strong at Road America. Jeffers trying to pull away from the 33. You can see the toe coming into play. You can see that draft. But further back, those drivers running side by side. Here comes Brienza. Good start for Brienza. Is he going to send it down the inside? No. He'll tuck back in and try to follow Giafoni through as Giafoni takes the spot. You're allowed to use the runoff there. Only track limits are over in turn number 19 as Taylor again right there with Jeffers. So opening lap here for USF Juniors, decent so far. There's a lunge move there. Contact. That is a move to the inside for Lockhart as he gets to the inside and touches the 16 of Armstrong. Dove it down to the bottom and got into him, and I think Armstrong's got a flat tire. Looks to me like potential left rear flat tire for Armstrong. That's a driver of the championship chase. This is going to blow things wide open. It could turn it down to just one driver. Giafoni with an opportunity because you know he's going to have to come through for Armstrong. This is going to give Giafoni a chance to close it to potentially lock it down. He had to worry about both Armstrong and Jeffers in the championship battle. And right now, a 2-driver breakaway. Jeffers and Taylor trying to pull away, and indeed, there comes Armstrong. We'll see if we can't get a replay of that. It was obviously on the screen. I know that whatever we can see on the screen, we're going to be able to get as a replay. So we'll see if the truck can find that for us. I'll just give them a little note there to see if we can't bring it up when they can get a chance to get to it. But it just looked like Lockhart was making a dive bomb move to the inside and got a little wide and right front to left rear contact. Look at this gaggle, though. Behind Eric Schouten. Big time run. And this is 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. Schouten, Barker is in there. I believe Brady Golan as well. Brienza, I think, maybe have got collected back up into that group. I want to say Lucas Fracuri and maybe Dane Scott in there, too. Again, the race underway, opening lap of 12 in the books. Tough one for Quinn Armstrong, who came into the race sitting second place in points, had to come into pit lane for the contact between he and Lockhart. Not sure I'm going to be able to tell you what corner that was. It might have been 15. I don't know. I don't think that it was 12 at the end of the straightaway. Hopefully when we get a replay on that, we can check it out. Taylor, I believe, has gone into the lead now. Max Taylor, I think, in the 33, potentially into the lead. They're coming down the straightaway into turn number 12. Big run here for Jack Jeffers. As he looked back to the inside, he thinks about it. Yeah, Jeffers is going to go back down the inside. Thinks about it. No. Checks back out. This is going to have an opportunity for Lockhart to get a big run. Jeffers is going to get a better run out of the corner, but does he have enough to go to the inside as they come through turn 13 and 14? He does not. Lockhart right there with him, though. Jimmy Lockhart in the 48, as I said, looking for that breakout win. He'll dive down the inside. He'll try to make a move. He'll go to second spot now, so move Lockhart to second. Jeffers goes back to third. Lockhart with a little bit of urgency, and I mentioned that before. One of the things about a weekend like this, the final race, if you're not in championship contention, you're looking for the exclamation point, right? You're trying to finish off your season on a high note. If you have not won coming in, that's in your mindset, hey, I got to get a victory here. I've been battling all year long. I need a win. 3-driver breakaway, and then this big group behind them led by Ethan Barker. Eric Schouten now right in there as well. There's the 29 we talked about. That's Hudson Schwartz. Barker having a good run. Eric Schouten, though, Eric Schouten to 5th. Schouten's going to try to make a move, the big drag run up to the hill. Look at this run down the inside. This is Jeffers. Big bump coming in. Jeffers is going to go back down to the inside. He'll get the spot away from Lockhart once again. Big run outside. They'll come back down the hill. Look at the gaggle further back again, side by side. There's Schouten not quite able to get the job done on Barker. Jeffers better watch out here if he's going to fight with Lockhart. This is going to allow, I think, the 33 at Taylor to potentially pull away. That's not what you want to have happen. You don't want to let that driver pull away from you. And that move down the inside of 1 maybe gave Max Taylor an opportunity to run away here. The draft does play a huge role in these lower horsepower cars. Same car as a USF 2000 machine, the Tatis JR23, different wheels, different uprights, different damper package, but the same aerodynamics, the same elite engine, just with the restrictor. This will be a crucial run here as Schouten's going to make a move to the inside. Does he overcook it? Little break, lock, back down the inside comes Barker. Schouten not able to hold the spot, overcooked it into the braking zone. He'll tuck back onto Barker's gearbox. This is good stuff right now. We'll give you a full field rundown when they come back across the line. Here's Schouten going to the inside of Barker. Let's send it down the bottom. This is it. Hold the spot. You've got the position. He's got to give it up. That's nicely done. You don't need to overcook, but he does. Little mid-corner understeer. And look who's coming into the play here. That's Nicholas Giaffoni. Giaffoni, your point leader. Trying to go around the outside, check up a bit. Schouten's got to check up as Giaffoni slides through. Oh, front wing damage. Front wing damage for Schouten. That wing is askew. It's not like it's going to terribly hurt with a car with not a ton of aerodynamic downforce, but it's not going to help. So just a little bit of front wing. The front wing looks like it's knocked, I want to say, counterclockwise. 92 at Jeffers, see if he can't reel him back in. Hope to see that replay from the pass of Jeffers getting, or rather Lockhart getting to the inside of Quinn Armstrong on the opening lap, but we have not had a chance to see that yet. You can see Schouten having to battle it out now as he's scrapping here, I think, with Hudson Schwartz. Yeah, that's Hudson Schwartz. Right behind them as well, Lucas Ficuri, Joey Brienza, and Brady Golan up there scrapping away in the top 10. Last time by, Taylor, Jefferson, Lockhart 1, 2, 3, and then Barker 4th, Giaffoni 5th. Then this group here, which is Schouten, Schwartz, Ficuri, Brienza, and Gold. That's your top 10. Carson Eder runs 11th. Bianca Bustamante, who started 15th, up 3 spots into 12th. Connor Roberts, 13th. Dane Scott, 14th. Aiden Potter, Giovanni Cabrera, Hudson Potter, and Quinn Armstrong, as I had said, losing a lap, having to get that rear tire changed. I don't think there was any damage, like actual suspension damage, more just a flat tire for the contact between he and Lockhart. Again, 12-lap race for the drivers here. 40-minute time limit, so lots of time if anything should happen, but right now the drivers are running pretty good. How about 3 wide? Let's do it. Someone's going to send it down deep. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That was Joey Brienza trying for it. He'll be lucky to stay out of the gravel. Yeah, Brienza sent it deep down into turn number 12, and there's no way that thing was making the corner. He overshot it, and that has allowed Schwartz to come through. So move Schwartz now, I believe, up into 6th spot. You can see Schouten. Oh, and he overcooks it as well. And these drivers are pushing hard. Battling it with the 17 of Ficuri. Ficuri's got the inside line coming in here. Schwartz trying to pin him down. Great shot from our drone. Back out here to the leaders, coming out of turn number 19 and 20. Barker going to work on the 19 now of Giaffoni. Again, for Giaffoni, put in a really good run here in this race. Solid points, top 5 points, whatever it may be. And it's going to make it so much easier for him to lock it next race. He would need to have a 67-point lead at the end of this race to be able to come away and lock the championship down. Jeffers is the driver he's battling with right now, currently runs in 2nd. There's Ethan Barker again, trying to put the pressure on that point leader. Got to leverage that draft and stay right with him. See if you can't work your way into P4 before it's all said and done. Bustamante now up into the 11th spot as Eric Schouten having the pit, I believe. Yeah, Schouten is pit with the damaged front wing, so Eric has made his way into pit lane. Armstrong pit early for the flat tire between he and Lockhart, and then Schouten, not sure where that contact was. I didn't see it. All I could see was the wing, but he was obviously in the middle of a elbows up fight for a bit there. VRD, exclusive VRD, D-Force, VRD. All of the 4 of the VRD cars now in the top 6. Good weekend for Dan Mitchell's crew here so far. They were good out of the gate. There's no doubt about that. They rolled off the trailer for the test days, the open test yesterday, and were right at the top of the charts. Max Taylor, of course, trying to come off the victory he had at Road America. Lockhart 6th place coming into the championship, 150 points back. But again, although 150 points back, maybe an opportunity to move himself into the top 5. I don't think, top 3, not totally out of the question, but he'd have to have and continue a really strong weekend here. He's leading right now. Last time by, a full second lead over Jack Jeffers. Taylor, Jeffers, Lockhart, Giafoni, Barker, top 5. 4 laps down, third of the way through. See who turns up fast laps here on lap number 5. Everybody outside the top 3 actually turning their best laps here right now. In fact, a purple lap, best lap of the race so far for Nicholas Giafoni. Remember, bonus point goes for fast lap of the race. 2:15, 2:36 right now for Giafoni, as Jeffers about 4/10 quicker than Taylor on that last lap. So Jeffers trying to close his way back up here. Lockhart a little bit off, about 2/10 off. He's 1.8 back now. So Jeffers still digging into the point where he's right there now into the draft. Has to try to hold on here now. Issue potentially for Carson Eder as well, as he's fallen down into 16th. He was running in the 11th spot, so not sure what happened there to the DC Autosport number 57 machine. These drivers, of course, have 2 more shots at it tomorrow. Part of a triple header. Jeffers doing what he can to try to close back up here now. Putting the pressure on. This is the point right now. You really kind of just stay where you are. No need to really try to make a move. You can try to see if you can pull away, but the draft that there is right now, knowing the fact that Taylor has been quick throughout the entire time, Jeffers' best bet would then be to just kind of stay here and try to pull away, make it a 2-driver scrap. Lockhart, of course, running still 3rd, but he's falling away 1.8 seconds back now. So Taylor, Jeffers, Lockhart, Giafoni, and Barker top 5. Last time by. Schwartz was 6th, Facuri 7th, Golan 8th, Connor Roberts up into 9th. Started 14th. He's up into 9th spot. Good run here for Connor Roberts. Again, drivers digging away here midway through. Not even the midway point yet. Actually, no, right at the halfway point right now. Yeah, 12 laps, so 6 laps down, 6 to go. Right at the halfway point now. The gap, again, between the front-running duo now up to 2 seconds. So Taylor and Jeffers looking to fight this one out amongst themselves now. That's the scrap that's happening now. There's other good battles. Lucas Facuri still right there with Hudson Schwartz. Dane Scott right there as well with Connor Roberts, although they're almost 5 seconds behind Brady Golan, but they're running together here as well. Bianca Bustamante's got Aiden Potter right with her, so we got ourselves a pretty good little scrap here going on. This one's going to come down to Max Taylor and Jack Jeffers, and for Jeffers, again, almost needs that win. Giafoni in a really good spot here now. Quickly try to look at some of the points here. I have the points possibilities chart in front of me. See what we're dealing with here. Pardon some technical difficulties here in the booth. My actual production screen is locked, so I'm trying to watch off YouTube, which I know is a little bit dated, a little bit off. Looks like Jeffers may have made the move by to take the spot back. No, that's a different battle I'm watching here. Try to pick this up when we can, but with Jeffers running where he is on track in second, that would put him at 291 points. Giafoni in fourth, 57 points. I want to think we're really close to having Giafoni potentially locking it down. That would be 68 points. Jeffers, though, with the bonus point as well, would be at 67. That could be it. And I want to say that Taylor's got the fast lap now as well. So I think unofficially as they run, potentially now, we could see Giafoni locking this thing down in this one here. We'd have to go to the very end of this one, but I think we're really close right now in terms of the points. Keep an eye on that. Part of the math calculations we use, obviously, because we got ourselves a race. Taylor and Jeffers out front. Number of drivers still turning good lap times as well. Quinn Armstrong getting himself back up to 16th. An issue as well, I believe, for Joey Brienza. I don't know if he's, yeah, Joey Brienza's in the pit as well. So both Brienza and Schouten in the pit lane for Exclusive Autosport have not had the best runs. Taylor, Jeffers, Lockhart, Giafoni, top 4. Barker, 5th. Facuri, Schwartz, Golan, Dane Scott, and Connor Roberts, now your top 10. Aiden Potter runs 11th. Bustamante runs in 13th. A little note here from our staff. Jeffers would be 66 points behind. Somebody else is telling me 65 points difference. So we're really close right now. So let's just put it this way. It's to the point now that I don't think that Giafoni can lock it in as he runs on the racetrack, but you never know what could happen still when it's all said and done. So a number of drivers involved in an incident early that we saw the contact. We know we didn't see the contact, but something, of course, happened to Eric Schouten with a wing. Not sure what happened to Joey Brienza. He ends up going off. Carson Etter down near the tail of the field as well. There was some pretty close racing. We saw 2, 3 wide, couple deep down into turn 12 and beyond. Max Taylor trying to put in good laps. He's doing it, although Jeffers is matching him, but really it's been a couple hundredths of a second here that's allowed Taylor just to stretch away just a little bit. Last time by just under 0.8 of a second, the gap between first and second. Again, watching these drivers line up to work their way through to see who's going to come away with this win. Four laps remaining. Might even be 3 laps remaining when they come back around here. As Jack Jeffers continues to dig. That last-ditch effort to see if he can't see what he can do to win this championship. But the bottom line is that there's such a lead here for Giafoni, and him having just even a solid run here today. He's not going to need many points to get the job done. That's a simple fact, is Nicholas Giafoni lining himself up to win this championship. I don't know whether it's going to happen here in this race, but he'll lock it in race number 2 first thing tomorrow morning. We still got one more race on the docket here today, too. So we're not even done here with our program, as we've got the drivers in USF Pro 2000. They're going to roll out for their first of 2 races here today. They do another one first thing tomorrow. Then they'll pack those trailers up and drive them over 2,000 miles to Portland, where we'll be next weekend. Looking forward to that one for sure. Green flag set to go at 5:20 Central this afternoon for USF Pro 2000 and the Discount Tire Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix. Look for about a 5:10 broadcast start time. Taylor still with a fast lap bonus point for them as well for Taylor. He's trying to close up in the championship. Big hit for Quinn Armstrong, where he now currently runs 16th. But still on the lead lap and trying to see if he can't close up. But he's quite a ways behind Hudson Potter. Track so long, as we know. They were able to get that left rear changed. Nicholas Giafoni now lays in a fast lap. That's a bonus point for Giafoni. Six wins for Giafoni, 2 for Jeffers. Jeffers goes to the lead. Jack Jeffers makes the move for the lead, so he's up front now. Jeffers was super quick, qualified on the pole, as we know, so Jack Jeffers now your leader. Laps winding down. 9 laps now in the books. They'll put lap 10 in. Jeffers getting that move done essentially in turn number 1, and then fighting Taylor big time down the hill through that 2, 3, 4, 5 complex. Really scrapped it out. This is the kind of good racing we're looking for here. So Jack Jeffers leading it. Again, 12 laps, as I said. They'll put lap number 10. There'll be 2 to go when they come back around here. Jeffers trying to get that win. Keep the championship at bay for one more race for Giafoni. Jeffers, of course, again, if you can't win the championship, it's about making that statement, right? In that final run. You need to show everybody what you got. Jeffers with a couple of wins on the season, as I said before, scored a victory. Took till VIR to get that first win, although he was on the podium twice at Sebring. Finished second at VIR as well, then got the win in the back end of the triple header at VIR. Followed it up with a third and a second and a fourth. 3 top 5s at Mid-Ohio, or 2 top 5s rather at Mid-Ohio, as he leads coming out to see the 2 to go sign. So again, here we go. Pretty solid run right now for Jeffers. He's trying to keep Max Taylor at bay to see if he can't get the job done. They'll work his way up here, as I said. Jeffers leading. Taylor second. Giafoni able to get by Lockhart. So even though Jeffers going into the lead, Lockhart making that move into third, rather Giafoni making that move into third, could be enough to lock him down on the championship. He's got the fast lap of the race as well. Taylor, I believe, will get the bonus point for most laps led. So Jeffers doesn't have that on his side. But man, we got ourselves a scrap up front. Jack Jeffers looking for the victory. Giafoni, I think, though, coming into third. What a huge run for him, able to reel in Lockhart and then get by. Barker 5th, Vicuri 6th, Hudson Schwartz 7th, Golan, Roberts, and Scott top 10. Big run there out of turn number 12. Max Taylor not giving up yet, coming off his first win of the season at Road America. White flag will fly this next time by. Great drone shot here following our leaders. Jeffers had the lead early, then lost it. Taylor made a good move for the spot. In fact, Jeffers went back to third at one point as Jimmy Lockhart was able to get through, but Jeffers fought his way back. Here they come again through turn number 20 and the 92 Corpay machine out front. Let's see if Taylor's got anything for the draft coming up the hill. Jeffers going to run that full race line now as opposed to defensive. One of the things a young driver will do, big dive bomb down the inside. No, he'll turn in. You can see that Taylor thought about making that move to the inside, kind of making the knifing move to the apex. There's so many different lines you can take coming into turn one as you're coming up the hill here, and there's so much exit, so much runoff that you can take a different line. You can dive bomb that move. You know, maybe road racing's version of the slide job, the slider, to throw it down the inside and just let the car push all the way out to the outside. The driver's got to either do the over-under on you or try to make use even more of the exit, all the runoff on the outside. No track limits on the outside of turn number one. But this is the final lap. 1 to go. Jeffers, Taylor, Giafoni, Lockhart, and Barker across the line. Ficuri 6th, Schwartz 7th, Golan, Scott, and now Aiden Potter up into the 10th spot. We've got a good little scrap. Like Dane Scott has got Potter, Roberts, and Bustamante right behind him as well. That's a really good four-driver fight for the final two positions inside the top 10. We'll see what plays out there. But right now, we're looking at a guy looking to try to get his third win of the season. That's Jeffers, and potentially Giafoni maybe locking in the championship here. Up into third is big points. Again, where are my points chart here right now? Third for Giafoni would be 360. A win for Jeffers would be 96. That would be 64 points. So he would not have. It would be 65 points with the fast lap, but then you pull off the bonus point for pole, so 65 points. So at this point, if Jeffers can win, he'll stave it off for one more day. But look at this. Taylor trying to see what he can get done. Max Taylor still pushing on Jeffers. The first of three races here. As they run on the racetrack, I don't think they're going to clinch it. I think Giafoni will come up a couple of points short from clinching. So it's not yet done yet. Here they come. Out of the final corner. He's won twice already. Right down to the wall. Jack Jeffers takes the victory in the opening run of the triple header. The Texan wins in the Lone Star State. Jack Jeffers victorious at the Circuit of the Americas. Race 1 here in the finale weekend for USF Juniors. Max Taylor coming home second. Nicholas Giafoni in third. Great run for Giafoni to work his way back up the third spot. Wow, solid run for him. Started fourth, kind of hung out, was able to get by Lockhart. A good run to third. He gets the spot. Looks like we had a couple drivers together on the final lap. Yeah, two drivers together on the last lap. I think that's Connor Roberts off the racetrack as well. I think that would be Connor Roberts battling it out with Aiden Potter. No, Dane Scott. Dane Scott, because it looked like a Jay Howard driver development car was pulling out. Maybe Dane Scott. Because the drivers are falling down. Yeah, Roberts falling down the order. Tough one for him as he was inside that top 10 there, that battle I talked about. That's going to move Carson Eder up into 9th. Bianca Bustamante will go to 10th. Scott goes down to 11th. So we'll have to go back and have a look at that one later, the contact between those two drivers. But there you go. Big victory in his home state for Jack Jeffers of the number 92 exclusive Autosport machine. He wins. Giafoni does not clinch the championship. A couple of points left out on the table. So Jeffers wins. Taylor second. Giafoni will be on the podium, but we will not be celebrating a championship win yet today. He'll have to wait to potentially tomorrow morning to see if he can get it done. Two more races on the docket. By the end of tomorrow, we're going to know at least who the championship is going to be, right? We'll know finally when we wrap up the season, but not quite today for Giafoni, but a great run to P3. Three different teams on the podium as well. Exclusive Autosport, VRD, and D-Force Racing. Jimmy Lockhart comes home in 4th. Ethan Barker 5th. Hudson Schwartz in 6th. Lucas Ficuri 7th. Brady Golan in 8th. Carson Eder up into 9th. And Bianca Bustamante on her return to American soil to run here in the USF Juniors program caps off the top 10. Dane Scott 11th. Aiden Potter in 12th. Giovanni Cabrera 13th. Quinn Armstrong 14th. Hudson Potter in 15th spot. Connor Roberts, Eric Schouten, and Joey Brienza round out the 18 drivers in the field here this weekend. Again, big run for Jeffers, able to take the lead with a good move into turn number 1 late in the race. And we'll now go to Victory Lane. Folks, we'll meet you there. Victory Lane celebrations up next.